Hey, yo, it's Cory from the Progression Point Podcast. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First and foremost, it's free. There's nothing that you have to put down, straight free. Man, if you got anything that you want to talk about, and if you ever thought about doing a podcast, this is the easiest way to do it, and it's free. There's certain creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Doesn't matter if you have an Apple phone or if you're strictly Android. Download the app, get it cracking. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Music, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So, do this for me. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's that easy. Now to the podcast. I think we live, Ty.
I think we live, CC.
Yo, you already know what it is, man. It's the Progression Point with your boy, Cory.
And it's your boy, TY.
And you already know what it is. It's the Progression Point Podcast. All right, yo, so we've been gone for 2 weeks. What is this, 9?
Yep, I'm going to say 9.
I think this is 9, man. Yep. But, man, how are you, my boy?
Brother, quarantine life out here. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
COVID-19.
My kids, man, with these snacks today, I was like, look, we went grocery shopping. We're good. Not going to worry. But y'all not finna sit here.
Oh, and
because your little greedy little busters old school eat all these doggone snacks.
Oh, no. Y'all little crumb snatchers. That's what
Man, I got a 4 and a 6-year-old. And so they snack kings.
Brother, let me tell you.
Man, can I have a granola bar?
Bro, let me tell you about my 10-year-old.
Oh, they definitely snack kings.
Yeah, bro. He got the munchies like he smoked, bro.
Man, look.
He'll eat up any and everything that has sugar within the ingredients. If it got sugar.
What's all the sugar? Different sugars we got? Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup.
We try not to buy stuff that have high fructose corn syrup. We tried, but it's
in everything.
You know, it's in your ketchup. It's in
everything.
It's in a lot of things, man. And this dude is like a little crack fiend out here, brother.
Okay, look, this is the 80s reference. For all my 30 and overs, little gremlin.
Gremlins, yes.
After 12, don't feed him sugar.
Yeah, don't feed him. Talk about 12 in the afternoon.
12 in the afternoon. Don't give them sugar.
Don't give them sugar because they're going to be off the wall.
Off the chain. But, man, no, man, we good, man. The kids were, now they're on an extended
break.
But, man, we took the kids to go see Sonic.
Oh, okay. How was the movie?
Bro, I'm not even going to lie to you. It was dope. But Jim Carrey kind of got on my nerves in different parts of the movie because...
Was it too corny, bro?
No, bro. He was like Fire Marshal Bill would just come out.
Oh.
It was just like Fire Marshal Bill would come out every now and then. But all in all, movie was dope. I thought it was good for a kids movie. My kids enjoyed it. But no, man, it was a good movie.
That's good.
It took me back.
It did?
It took me back, bro. It made Sonic. And then with getting all the little rings and all that, bro. It took me back, bro. But it was a dope movie. We'll go see 2 because it's gonna be a 2.
Okay.
So we did that, and then for all the Midwesterners, you know, they don't have Peter Piper. I don't know if you guys had it in Ohio,
no,
but we don't have a Peter Piper.
No, we don't have that. I've never heard of it until we got here.
To all our Midwesterners, I took my kids to this place called Peter Piper Pizza.
Yep.
It's a much cleaner Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, I would definitely say It's clean. Yeah, they don't have like the little balls or nothing. It's more of like an arcade setup.
Yeah, absolutely. And so my daughter been like, I'm gonna go to Peter Piper Pizza, Peter Piper. So I was like, man, let's go. So man, and one more thing, bro. So yesterday, my family, we had like my wife's cousin flew in from Chicago.
Okay.
And we had like a family get together at this park. Bro, if you get a chance, take your family to Gilbert Regional Park.
Okay.
It's like 20-25 minutes from here. Bro, it has like I'm taking my kids tomorrow again because I'm getting on it. It's got a big slide, like
I'm getting
man, like it's got like a it's got like a kiddie zip line.
Really?
Bro, and then they not done building it, bro. They got like a wave pool. This dude, it's gonna be like a low key water park.
Whoa, and the name of it again?
Gilbert Regional
Park.
I'll send you.
Okay,
I'll send you
text me that.
But like, bro, like that's one dope thing about living out here, bro.
Oh, dude,
like the free or like maybe $1 or $2 it costs, like, getting to these parks. It's got a splash pad. It's like a huge splash pad. Bro, like, all this stuff is free.
Dude, like, that's how, like, we went to Desert Breeze. Yeah, like, the fact that you can just go fishing at a park, bro.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. It was just something amazing just happened, but I'll share it with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bro. But, yeah, like, now I got to know what this amazement is. Now, like, going off of parks, yes. Arizona has some of the best parks I've ever seen. I have to share that.
But yeah, bro. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I have to share that.
Go ahead.
But no, like Desert Breeze, like I went over there. They got like the little train ride that you can take all around the park.
Yep.
With the kids over there, and then the fact that you can go fishing at a lot of these parks, like you can just go out there, and just fish.
Yeah, bro.
And it's like I never got to do that at like any of the parks that I had that were in Columbus. Like you just couldn't just go fishing. You had to have a fisher's license and go to a specific lake for things like that. But like,
but there was just nothing like what's about to be built like for free or a couple dollars. Like, bro, like when you take your family out there, bro, and like they like you're like, yo, this is gonna be like a crazy water park,
bro. I can't wait. Like now, I'm looking forward to making that into a thing this week, bro.
They got like once you go out there, you gonna see like, yo, they snapping with this, bro. And so like right now, like I said, all they got is like they have like a big splash pad with like the little water joints where big buckets splash on top of it. They got that, and then they have what else was it? Like a big slide where, say like that slide probably at least a good 20-25 feet.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a decent. It's on a big hill. I don't know if you got to get a potato sack but like it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's dope.
But see, this is what I love about being out here in Arizona, bro. Is like it's an outdoorsy state.
Bro, I never would did this stuff. Like if I lived back home, for one, there's too many mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying? Like. So you can miss me with going outside and doing anything outside. So, but no, like you said, like when we came out to visit in 2017, my wife's uncle and aunt took us to this place. You know what Payson is?
Yeah.
And so it's like an hour and a half north of here. It'd be 120 in the valley, but up there it's like 85.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy, like the contrast between climates. But anyway, we went up there, went to this national park. And like, bro, I was walking around, sightseeing. Like, bro, I never would have did this stuff at home. Right. I told myself, if I move out here, like, I'm outside. Yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Bro, like, it is like last July, we took, like, the in-laws came out, and we went up to Sedona.
Yeah.
And, bro,
that's what I got to get.
Dude, that Red Rock, bro, like, bro, this is how, like, initially I went up there in, like, June. My wife and I and my oldest daughter, we went up there while the kids were still in Ohio, and we did the Red Rock. We went to Sliding Rock in Sedona. I don't know how to swim, bro. But I jumped, like, dude, I'm one of, like, so this is for people who are listening, dude. Like, I am a risk taker, even if you feel like it is unnecessary for me to do. Right. Only because I like to try to, like, calculate situations, the risk, right? Like, if the probability was very, very great in me possibly dying, I wouldn't do it. Right. But because the way that I evaluated it with the grace of the Holy Ghost, you know what I'm saying? Like with the grace of God, right? So like I jumped in there and it's deep, but like I had to make myself like, all right, all I got to do is just doggy pedal to that edge. That's all I needed to do. And I went in there and the water was chill. It was definitely chill. And I did it, bro. And it was just because I'm just one of those people where like I'll just try something once if it's possible for me to actually make it through without, you know, real detriment to my life and stuff like that. Right. Like obviously someone could possibly, like if you don't know how to swim, right, I'm not encouraging you to do something like that, but
use wisdom.
Wisdom is definitely there. I think it was just more of, you know, I had a little, I'm a daredevil when it comes to certain things. Like the only reason why I haven't skydove yet is because my wife she's scared that I'm never. He said, I will never, ever.
For one, I'm too big right now in this current shape. Yeah. That I'm in, like
because you have to start off as a tandem.
But then you got it like back home. Some of my homies from the barbershop went last year. Yeah. and I didn't meet the weight requirement. So I was like, for one, like...
Because what's the max?
You gotta be like
270,
280.
Okay.
Or maybe a little less. I'm
yeah.
definitely over there right now. So I wasn't going regardless. But, yeah, I'm never doing that.
Are you... Is it just the...
Bro, I don't
but you know what? I can't do
the heights, bro.
Also, you're not a heights guy. See, this is the thing. Like, I'm not scared of heights. Like, I'm definitely, obviously, I'm not fearful of doing things that are like because my mind. This is where my mind goes. Like, if I'm high up, I'm already there. Like, my mind is like, you're already here. It is what it is. Like, I almost come to a it doesn't even matter mindset. And it's so weird because like I'm an introvert to a certain degree when it comes to situations, but when I'm in a situation where it was like, if it's technically out of my control, like, all right, jumping in that water at Sliding Rock in Sedona, I can control that, but because I was already there, once I jumped, it was like there was no fear. It was just like, it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. Now, with that said, I'll talk to a pilot, right? So like I do Uber, and I'll talk to a pilot that I picked up from the airport, and he was talking about how like he's not a roller coaster guy.
That's me.
He's not into bungee jumping.
I will. But I'm not into all that like that.
Yeah. Like I think he was one of those same people like you. Like he probably would have done the roller coaster, but if he can avoid it, he's not going to. Absolutely. He doesn't think it's a thing he has to do.
Absolutely.
And he brought perspective to me where it was like, why do I need to jump out of a perfectly good plane for what? Like, what is the benefit of jumping out of the plane? And now, as someone who does this professionally, right, it made me think about it even more in a different way. Where do I need to seek every thrill?
Right.
Is every thrill required?
Right.
And where I'm at, if I never skydive, I think I'll be okay.
Right.
Which obviously I've been living this 36 years of life without doing it and being okay. But there's certain risks that we should try to push ourselves.
Absolutely.
And there's certain risks that what are you proving when you do complete the risk? Like who you like what are you trying to prove to yourself that you can survive? That's really what it is. Oh, I made it.
Right.
I didn't die. Like, what was the point of even...
I've skydived in my sleep. Enough to know that I won't like it. We've all
Everybody in that fear.
We've all done that.
Everybody fall.
And then you just wake up. I've done it enough.
Like, oh.
Yeah. I've skydived enough in my sleep. So, I don't have to do that.
No, I'm with you, bro. Like... I'm just learning a lot of things, but see, now I feel like what we're getting at is, because you brought this up about being in our heads, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think a lot of the stuff when it comes to risk or things that we deal with, on how we perceive them in our thoughts, right? Like my initial thought as we're talking about skydiving was, I want to seek this thrill. I want the adrenaline rush in my mind. Mm-hmm. But externally, it took me talking to people outside of my own self to kind of see things from a different perspective. Like, why do you think you need to?
Right.
And I think, and I bring that up because, again, you brought up the point of today's discussion, which is being in our heads.
Yes.
And it's more than just like dealing with just depressed thoughts in our heads, but everyday thoughts in our heads.
Right, absolutely.
Making decisions and being stuck in our own mindset of using the mind that's already confused and already like kind of like unsure, trying to resolve it with the same unsure thought. And I think sometimes we have to have conversations with others. You brought this up earlier.
Right.
Like, for example, like I've always been interested in doing a podcast, but I had never liked the idea of me being the only one talking.
Right.
And the reason being is like, I need to hear someone else's perspective, someone who can interject and give me a new way of thinking about a situation. Even if I don't change my mind, I at least have something to chew on and allow my current mind to actually have something in addition to what it was already trying to process.
Yeah.
And so like, from your angle, bro, like how do you look at that when it comes to how people deal with independent thought? Right, yeah. We're always just in our own head with everything that we deal with, even with some of the people that's dealing with this stuff with the COVID-19 stuff.
I think for me, being in my own head is dangerous.
Okay.
Because
elaborate.
I tend to internalize everything.
Okay.
So for instance, like I had to call my big bro, man, my mentor, and just talk to him about like right now my life is busy.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I got a family.
Yeah.
I got a businesses, you know, help doing stuff at church that I'm helping with, and it's like, how do I balance that and then balance like me wanting to like exercise, and take care of myself, because if I'm not in where I need to be on that front, everything else could fall apart. You know what I mean? And so I had to call him like, yo, like I just I'm in my own head. I'm feeling a certain way because I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this right. And you know, so a progression point that I feel is very vital and key is that, like, man, get out of your own head and talk to somebody. Talk out whatever that is that you're dealing with. And so that's what I had to do. And like by doing that, like, yo, like it helped me tremendously. You know what I mean? And so I'm cutting this off, y'all. But no, man, I just really had to get out of my own head, man. And like I said, talk to somebody who, for one, has more knowledge than me. He's been around this earth way longer than me. You know what I mean? And I've been hearing that so much recently. Like, if you're the smartest person in your group,
then that's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like I said, man, I think that is a progression point. Talking to someone who has more knowledge than you, and talking out your situation. Because a lot of times, like, I got told Ty before we started talking, I said, I'm not a mental health expert, but I don't like to talk about this a lot, but like I've dealt with depression. I don't know if I've ever even told Ty this, but like yo, like I said, I'll talk about it more in depth, but like I've dealt with depression to where I didn't want to be here. You know what I'm saying? And like, but the reason it is because I was in my own head and I didn't talk about my problem, not even to my wife. You know what I mean? Because growing up, you know, you heard that men, you know, you don't cry, you don't do this, you don't do that, you tough it up, you man up. And like in certain situations, you have to do that. You know what I mean? But like, there's nothing wrong with talking to somebody.
There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable.
There's nothing wrong. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable, and especially like, bro, like even in our community. Like, I'm not saying other people, you know, to all the other audience members, like, you know, that you don't deal with this either. But in the African American community, bro, like man, if you weak, if you show any sign of weakness, bro, you fool.
Because we it's a hereditary habit of, especially people of color, like the black and brown people. Even in today's society, is a hereditary aspect of preservation. Right?
Self-preservation.
Self-preservation is a big thing, especially culturally for African Americans. We think that we have to look out for ourselves because we think no one outside of who looks like us is willing. And sometimes we don't even look out for each other in our own communities. And so it makes it even more of like a double-edged sword for us. Because it's like, I don't know anybody else that looks like me that's trying to succeed. And then anyone that's outside of who looks like me already has things going on for themselves. Why would they feel like they need to help me?
So yeah, man, like I said, like with me just growing up, man, like it was just me and my mom. So like a lot of things that I dealt with, you know, my mom didn't understand because she's a woman. So I just internalized everything.
And even to kind of like preface, like to disclaimer that too, like what happens in society is like, he's a man, right? And being raised by a single mom, both of us being raised by single mothers, we respect the fact that they can only do what they can do, but they don't understand the male perspective, no matter if you gave birth to me. Right? And so I honor the fact that you had a mother that was there who tried, but she can only do so much. And I think that's one of the things, like, so any women who hear that and be like, oh, well, you know, how can you say that? You know, like, no, it's real. Like, again.
Like we talked about, I'm sorry to cut you off, like we talked about, like, I mean, maybe episode 1. Like, a woman isn't equipped.
She's not.
To handle a young man. Because we two totally different beings, you know what I mean? So like, beings, you know, she's not equipped. And I remember my mom used to be just like, just talk. And like, you know, it's hard for women it's medically proven, women use more words than we do. You know what I'm saying? So we use, I think, like 500-600 words a day. They use over a couple thousand. You know what I'm saying? So we naturally aren't talkers in the first place. And so, but like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry I cut you off, bro.
Oh no, you're good.
But like, I just really feel like, one thing I do like about today, society is that they are pushing us as men to like talk about our feelings.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And so I had to be careful with my son because I catch myself like, boy, don't cry, but like, he's 4. He don't know how to really verbalize how he's feeling sometimes,
bro.
So that's the only, you know what I mean? So at least I'm aware of that. You know what I mean? But I don't want to raise no wimp either. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So you know, like if he fall, like look, I check him out. You good? Okay. If you like, my son don't cry like that anyway. But you know, it's a fine line, bro.
No, there is. This is the thing. Like you brought up something because like any of you listeners probably heard of it. You might have heard it as well, Corey. How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Absolutely.
That's the book, right?
The Dale Carnegie.
Yep, I think it's about Dale Carnegie, and in chapter 1 there's almost like a story that's in there, and it's always stuck with me because especially being a father and raising a son. You know, I have 2 sons. Corey has 1 right now, and going back to what you brought up earlier too, bro. Like we grow up a certain way. Right, we grew up where you have to be a certain way. Absolutely. And so in that story, bro, like I ended up taking this because I was at Barnes & Noble with my wife, I think like Saturday. And we just kind of like just walked around and I just ran across the book. I was like, oh yeah, there's this book because there's this line in here that's always stood out to me. And so in here, I'm gonna just read this to you guys real quick. And I'm gonna try to make some of the verbiage very modern in times because this thing is back in like the 1920s or something like that. And so pretty much to kind of preface, there's a story to this guy. He's very like strict with his son, being on him about everything. Mm-hmm. And so he said, do you remember later when I was reading in the library and how you came in timidly with a sort of hurt look in your eyes? And when I glanced up over my paper, impatient at the interruption, you hesitated at the door. What is it that you want? I snapped. You said nothing, but ran across in one tempestuous plunge and threw your arms around my neck and kissed me. And your small arms tightened with an affection that God had set blooming in your heart and which even neglect could not wither. And then you were gone, pattering up the steps. Pattering, oh shoot, zoomed in and out. Pattering up the steps. Well, son, it was shortly afterwards that my paper slipped from my hands and a terrible sickening fear came over me. What has habit been doing to me? The habit of finding fault, of reprimanding. This was my reward to you for being a boy. It was not that I did not love you, it was that I expected too much of youth. I was measuring you by the yardstick of my own years. Wow. And
you know that sets up in people, bro?
Bro. Dude, like even now, like I'm getting a little like, you know, get that little teary-eyed a little bit in the back of the throat feeling, bro, because like I think about like we both grew up without dads being in our lives and being in being able to impart in ways that they should have. Right. And I know I'm nowhere near like my dad. Obviously, I'm living with my children. Like we're both living with our kids and stuff. Right. And so we're married and stuff like that. And I feel like the Spirit of the Lord was just kind of giving me an awareness, like, bro, like, you're putting too much expectation on him because and it's not a wrong idea, right? Right. I don't want you to be who I was at that age, right? Like, I don't want you to not, number one, have a loss of identity, right? I don't want you to make mistakes that you can't avoid. Right. And when I feel like you're not going that route, I have to correct it. Right. I have to fix it. Right. Right. And not realizing that I'm measuring you by the yardstick of my own years. Right. Like, bro, I'm 36 years old, still trying to figure out who God is wanting me to be every single day. Right. How dare I come at a 13-year-old boy, a 10-year-old boy, measure him up to what it took me 36 years to eventually figure out. Right. And I'm trying to fast track their little still developing brains. Right. Onto being where I'm at. Right. And what it is that it's us going up against what we dealt with psychologically in our own world. Right. And it goes back to what you said earlier, bro, like having moms there is cool, but they weren't able to be there, and so all we had was whatever decisions that we make. And even go back to what you said bro, about like feeling like, you know, life coming to a point where you feel like life might not be important for you and making decisions like that. Yeah. I definitely felt like in ways where I was like, bro, you know what? People ain't gonna care unless I'm gone.
Man,
I felt like that. Like I've had those feelings with my own family where it's like I don't feel value, and I feel like I'm trying a lot. I feel like I'm doing what is necessary for my position, and I feel like, where's my break?
Right.
And it feels like I got to be the one to still come up with everything.
Right. Progression point right here. Then like that's when, you know, I mean, for all the people, man, like, I don't know. I'm just gonna be completely honest.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it, how you live without the help of God in your life.
Bro.
But like, he's been everything to me, dog. Like, he helped me through some of like the darkest times, and just understand like who he is and like his love for me, and like as a he's my father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, bro, like if it wasn't for him, like me and my wife wouldn't even be together. Man. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, I just lost track of thought. But like, bro, like he got me through some of like the darkest times. What I was gonna say is like, if you don't have a relationship with him, like,
that's real.
Seek one.
Yeah.
Because like all the trauma and the stuff that I went through, it turned me into internalizing everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my mom, like, man, she's a single mom, bro, and so like a lot of times, and women just naturally do this. They yellers. Yeah. You know, and yeah, you know, men are the like come behind like and like enforce. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like not in a harmful way. Yeah, yeah. But just like they like set the tone for the house, bro. Yeah, yeah. And so my mom was just like well, yeah, and like as a kid, you shrink in.
Yeah, you shrink. Yeah,
and like so that's when I can remember, bro. I was probably like 7 or 8 is when like I really started internalizing everything. Yeah. And like that voice in my head just became louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. And then that's when I like as I got older, all right, well, weed is put in front of me. Yeah. Alcohol put in front of me. Yeah. I found out that they can deaden that noise just a little bit. Yeah. That voice. Okay, bet. I'm finna turn up, I'm finna tee up, I'm finna get lit every single day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how like I coped with a lot of things that I dealt with. Like my wife, we was talking the other day, talking to somebody, and they were just asking us how we met. And my wife was like, you know, we met in high school. We weren't dating, but like she said, she would see me. She said I was always under the influence, always. And she said she would just like her heart would just like go out to me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like bro, like God is like Jesus is like the only thing, bro. Like that has like kept me sane, my wife, together, all of that. Same. and like that's not like no like straw man, like dog, like he made himself real to me at 21 years old, bro. Like I'm still here. Bro, like that's real. That's biggest, not no cop out. That's not no. Bro, that's the biggest progression point that anything that we can say to anybody, like any like tactics in modern day approaches that we can try to come up with after that. It's just like a basic point, but we call them progression points. But the progression, the significance of that progression point is your salvation, bro. Like the way that we deal with things, living in a world that is tumultuous in a ways to where things are not guaranteed. We like right now we're dealing with fear right now across this globe. Absolutely. Right, and so the things that we're dealing with right now in this society, bro. Just think of how many people are internalizing that. Where people who don't have family. Right. Don't have a relationship with God, and they're just by themselves in an independent space, and they're just dealing with things independently on their own. And one of the things that I loved when I was seeing some of those people that were quarantined were out in Italy, bro. Yeah. Like seeing how they were just like establish a sense of community, and I feel like absolutely. It goes back to it shows that you just can't be locked in by yourself. You gotta have community. Like, you gotta have community. God is like all about community. Yeah. In the Bible, it says, you know what I'm saying, don't forsake the assembly of the brethren. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like even in we can even talk about just Jesus and the 12 disciples. Like they broke bread together, community. You know what I mean? Yeah. But in the book of Acts, you see it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like in the Bible, and especially in the New Testament, bro. Like God, like is like really big on community. Yeah. In the body, you know what I'm saying? So like that, like dog, like if you are dealing with like anything as far as like where you just internalize everything. find someone who you trust and who you can lean on to, and you can trust this person with telling them like real stuff. Yeah. And they won't go out and put your business out to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And like honestly, bro, like the only thing that kept me here is my son. Yeah. My wife too, of course. Yeah. But like, I mean, I forget it, man. I'm just gonna be vulnerable. Like since I've been here, bro, like last 4 or 5 months been amazing. But the first couple months, bro, like depression just like hit me like a ton of bricks. And bro, like I dealt with it when I was younger. I remember like being like 16, 17, like sometimes like I'd be in my room sleep for like 2, 3 days. Oh man. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't want to, I like my friends like, you want to go out? No, I'm good. Like I was a person like, we going out? When? You know what I mean? So like for me, like to not want to go out, it had to be something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so, but like I medicated myself. Yeah. You know, but like, man, bro, like honestly, bro, like, I can't remember what month it was. But, bro, like I came out of the room and like the only thing that kept me here was I looked at my son's shoes was right next to mine.
Oh yeah, I mean you telling me.
And bro, I just broke down.
Yeah, because then you say like God told you something about like
this was a totally different. This is different. Oh, but like, dog, like my son, bro, like. I guess me and my daughter, we have a, like, you as a parent, you know you got different relationships with your children. Yeah. Like, I love my son and my daughter the exact same. Yeah. But, like, I think because I know the pain that it is of not having a father. Yeah. And how it affects a boy. Yeah. Like, my son, bro, like, if anything was to happen to me, like, I understand, like, how it would affect him. Yeah. And so, I'm gonna be honest, again, I'm just gonna go out, like, bro, like, I just couldn't go through with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Doing that to myself. Yeah. And you know, I walk out of the room, bro, and my son's shoes is right there, and it's right next to mine. And like, bro, like that's the only thing that kept me, bro. In that moment, man, was my son thinking like, okay, what I'm going through it's gonna last for a short period of time. Yeah. But what he would go through for the rest of his life. Yeah. Dog, I couldn't, bro. I understand, like, don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying like I understand like my wife and my daughter, like they precious to me, valuable to me. But like in that point in time, like he was the first thing. Because you know, again, what you already just mentioned, as a man now who was once a boy. Yeah. And the lack of having the hole that was there, bro. Like it was massive. And like I just got over it probably like 4 years ago. Yeah. 3-4 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, get out of your own head, man. Yeah. Like, it's like just even like putting this out in the airways, like for me is like progression. No, and dude, we talk about this all the time. And like I said, I don't like to talk about depression and all kinds of stuff because honestly, bro, I feel like in today's society it's a wave. Yeah. People just want to ride that wave, like, bro. Like I said, since I was a teenager, I've dealt with it. Yeah, but see, you know what I mean. But like I've overcome it now, and that's what I understand. Like, dude, okay, as a boy, you internalize everything. Yeah. But like now, it's okay to talk about how you feel. Yes. There's nothing wrong with say I'm overwhelmed. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, find somebody who you trust and talk. And the most important, get yourself a relationship with God, bro. That's it for real. Like at the end of the day, like number one, I especially while we on the airwaves, I want to make sure that I give you your flowers. Appreciate you, bro. Because I love you, bro. Like you are important. Love you too. Like beyond this podcast, like it was nothing but an assignment from God via the Holy Spirit for you to walk up to me at that church. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. That's real talk because, like, it's just God does things differently. He does things in ways that you don't expect. Like the thing that I'm learning every single day is that He delivers packages at times that you didn't order. Absolutely. And like it's so funny because like it's like we were literally having a conversation like with my wife about how we first met and stuff. And like when I met her, I wasn't looking for a girlfriend.
she was just introduced to me through a friend.
Right.
And he was like, oh, you know, my cousin, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, that's what's up. Like, even with you, like, I was going to somebody cut my hair.
Right.
But it was just something about like, oh, wow. Like, you know what? I'm going to hit homeboy up, see what he about. And just seeing someone that was like a legit believer in Christ and not just someone who just like was a guy who just believed in the idea of God. And a man of who is of responsibility towards his family. Someone who's also new, living in a new territory from what he's used to. Feel like he's moved out here from a call of God.
Yeah.
And so like, I feel like all the chips fell in place to where having a relationship with someone like you, it just makes me better. It holds me more accountable to wanting to keep being the best version of myself. And vulnerability, bro. Like you sharing your story, bro, is needed. Not even just for myself, but why we're doing Progression Point.
Right.
Right? Like,
right.
Because when you started off our conversation before we got on the waves, bro, like you straight up letting it be known, because like we are in a time period where the enemy can attack. That's why the renewing of the mind is so vital. Man. It is so such a vital thing.
So vital. Understanding who you are, like in Christ, like understanding, like yo, like you're a son of God, you're a daughter, like you're loved. He values you. You have value, and like, bro, it breaks my heart when I see people who don't know how good God really is, bro, and like, because there's been God's been so misrepresented. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not gonna get into theology and all that kind of stuff on here but just like, yo, like, he's good, bro. Yeah. Flat out. Yep. And like, you may experience tough times. Yeah. But understand like that's not him. Yeah. Like there's evil, like real evil in this world. You know what I mean? And like the bad things that happen are not done by him. Yeah. Yep. I'm glad you put that. You got to put that end cap on there, bro. You know what I mean?
A lot of times,
because that's why I was so like growing up. I'm sorry, I did it again. I'm done. But go ahead.
No. I'm just affirming what you're talking about, bro. Like a lot of people look at situations and we put everything on God.
Yeah, I did it growing up. Like even though I grew up in church, like, but like all the stuff that I dealt with, like, you know what I'm saying, not having a dad and just all the some other stuff that we'll get into at a later date one day. Yeah. All the stuff that I dealt with, bro. Like. I just, the enemy lied to me and told me, like, it's God. Yeah. But, like, all in all, it's like, it's him.
Dude, he's been doing that since the garden, bro.
Right, exactly.
He's been doing that from the garden. Exactly. Let me get in your head to make you believe something different.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is. And so, like, I love you, bro.
I love you too, man. I appreciate you, Ty. I appreciate, like, the conversations that we have. Yeah. I appreciate that I get to see another brother out here loving his wife, trying to make it happen for his kids. I never, like, sometimes, like, man, I'll just be riding down the street and I see a young, I mean, I don't know the situation, but just from the outside looking in, like, I'll see a young mother walking, like, she got, like, 3 babies behind her. Like, bro, I remember doing that with my mom. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember, I'm going to say this, I'm going to keep it real quick, and because we trying to keep this time limit thing, but I remember, like, this was probably, like, 95. And, you know, my mom and I, we lived in Milwaukee at the time. And we just moved up there. And, something happened. She got in a car accident, so we didn't have a car. And I remember this was dead of winter. So, you know, in the Midwest, bro, like we lived in Milwaukee on the lake. Brutal. Late winters is different than a regular winter. Yes, sir. So, you know, me and my mom, man, we used to have to walk to the grocery store in dead winter. You know, city blocks is different than town blocks. So we used to have to walk probably like 3-4 blocks to the store. And like, I got a backpack on with food in it. I'm carrying 2 bags. I'm looking up there. I'm walking, my hat coming over my face. I'm like 10 years old. My mom got, she carried a bulk of the groceries. Bro, you understand how that made me feel? Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like, man, bro. So like, when I see these women with these young boys, bro, it breaks my heart because I was that child. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, my dad out here living, you know, at that time, his best life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad worked for the railroad for a point in time in his life. He's making some good cheese. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, bro, like, it just breaks my heart, bro. But that's what we here for. That's why we do this podcast, man. We just want to encourage people, man, and just give people hope. Yes. And, dog, I feel like this is the one. This is a good episode.
I like it. Like, anyone listening, please Please leave a comment. This will be on Facebook.
Yep.
This will be on Instagram. This will be on every platform.
And get out of your head.
Yeah, who's on
That's Nelly.
It's all in my head.
Get out your head, man. Talk to somebody who you trust. It may not be a family member, but you got a close friend.
Yeah.
And man, I'm telling y'all, man, like, find a church that you trust.
Yes.
And develop that relationship with God, man, because like I said, I grew up in church, and I was probably like 8 or 9. I was like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And just because I was angry at God, and I got my head beat up for a long time, but when I was 21, man, I found my way back, and it's the best decision I ever made. And I ain't saying it's easy, but I'm thankful that I made that move. So
me too, man.
Man, we love y'all.
Yes, we do. Every single one of y'all.
Yep.
All y'all.
All y'all. And we signing out.
Yes.
Deuces.
Deuced. And that's good.